Hey everybody, welcome to episode 15 of the Baali Chronicles. Who the hell thought that these guys would last this goddamn long? I know I didn't. But hey, surprise shit happens, I guess, and here we are. 7-8 months after we started, still going strong. Now
We're a
tonight,
crafty bunch.
yes you are, and you use presence very effectively. You've weaponized it effectively. Now, we are missing Lamont tonight. Nate had to go take care of some stuff and do stuff with his family, so he's out having fun and being cool without us, which sucks, but he's going to have a good time. We're going to have a good time. We'll see if these two survive until he gets back. That being said, when we last left off our game, it was Saturday, May 1st. The characters had just got through having a conversation with Sun at Elysium after a lot of stuff had kind of come out. They got hired by a new Lasombra in town to try to find the rabbi for $100,000, which they agreed to. And they had an offer from Sun to kill Lamont's touchstone because he just thought she was stalking him. Fortunately, Lamont turned it down. Whether or not Sun will follow through anyways, just to be a nice guy, remains to be seen. But it was a rough episode last time we played, and let's see where we all go with this one. Now, we're going to start off right away with you guys. It's a new night. It is Sunday, May the 2nd. And as always, when you guys wake up for the evening, there is that wonderful rouse check that Preston almost always fails. So, Sullivan wins. Okay, gets no additional hunger.
Okay, I'm okay.
And how does Preston do?
Fucking fails.
Preston gains a hunger. Nobody saw that coming.
I'm shocked. I don't know about anybody else. I am shocked.
I am shocked as well. You know, we'll do shock times 2 together. But as you guys wake up for the evening, Sullivan, you get up. No worse for the wear. Is just once your body comes back to life after your day sleep, you get up, start moving about your business. Preston, though, when you wake up, you feel that gnawing of hunger just grow a little bit in your gut. You're a little used to it by now. When you wake up, for some reason, your beast is just ravenous after the sun sets. So it's starting to become like a friend. Now, this time around, when you wake up hungry, there are no dead rats around you. There are no insects around you. It's remarkably quiet, which is why you're hungry.
Going for me. Yeah.
There is a good thing. Now, Lamont gets up before you guys. He leaves a message that lets you guys know, like written on the island in the kitchen, that he's going to go take care of some things. He has a meeting with Edith. He's going to see how that goes with the tattoo parlor and kind of catch up to you guys later.
Fair enough.
So, you guys get up, do usual stuff, get showered, get dressed. What's the plans? What are you guys thinking about doing?
Actually, you know what I just remembered? And I don't think that we took care of it. I still have my former touchstone's rotting corpse in the basement.
Yes.
Yes, we do.
I gotta rebury him.
Yes, we do.
Where do you want to do that? I mean, you guys dealt with the bodies of all the sacrificial lambs, so to speak, by chopping them up and distribute them around the counties. You actually want to go out and bury this guy again? Or do you want to chop him up and distribute him throughout the counties?
I don't want to chop him up. As I recall, some of those chopped up body parts are being found as if like some kind of Easter egg hunt is going on.
Right, but they can't identify him because they have no hands and they have no heads.
Yeah, I don't.
Those are in the pit.
I'd rather not. So I think what I would rather do is wrap them all up, like tie them up like with a tarp or something, you know, like you do with a body, and try to get him out of the house and hope that fucking creepy ass Nosferatu isn't watching. Maybe like throw a blanket over him or something and haul him out to the vehicle and take him out. I think last time we buried him, we took him like way out to the suburbs or something, didn't we?
You took him to that forest preserve that's north and to the west, pretty far. And you guys, it's right just south of Skokie.
Was it just a further up there part of Bussy Woods, I think we went, right?
No.
No, this was
a completely different forest preserve. It's actually the one where you guys had the meeting with Prince Jackson by the bonfire, and you guys took Damien's
Yeah, I thought
car.
that was still like way north Bussy Woods, but I guess not.
No, sir. No, that's. Let me get the actual location for you. It's freaking crazy. It's like it's Labaw Woods, which is by North Park, South Edgebrook. It's Bussy Woods. It is not. And this is really not that far out.
Okay.
I mean, it's far from you guys. It's like directly west from Edgewater and Uptown, but it's not Bussy Woods at all.
You know what? I kind of want to take him to the same place.
Okay. So effectively, it takes like maybe 20 minutes or so for you to wrap him up. You guys managed to secret him out to the back of the Lexus that you have that was granted to you by Sierra. You slide him to the back, put the seats down so he's not like, too scrunched up. And you guys take off.
Yeah, I'm going to make sure to grab some fucking Febreze so I can Febreze the shit out of the back of that thing because it's going to stink.
Right. Not a problem. You grab some stuff. You get maybe some of those air fresheners you guys were using around the sacrificial pit because for a while there was a lot of death. And you all start making your way up towards the Laba Woods. You get up there within about 45 minutes or so. So let's say it's probably 8 o'clock by the time you actually pull in. Now, the park closes at dusk, but you guys drive through. Nobody's put the chain up yet to kind of block off people driving into it. And in relatively short order, you can find roughly the same place you buried him before. It looks like somebody's actually filled that pit in, probably groundskeepers or maintenance people, or the forest police, one of the two, the forest preserve police. Somebody came by and filled it in, and you have the entire field to yourself again. Do you want to bury him in the same spot or elsewhere?
I think we should bury him elsewhere.
Okay.
Really? Well, I look at it this way. He was already buried there and dug up, and the groundskeeper or whatever found the hole, know it's there, and they filled it in. If we just undig it and throw the body in and fill it in again, nobody will be any the wiser because they've already filled this hole in, as opposed to another patch of dirt that's been disturbed somewhere if somebody comes across it.
Yeah, they still have to dig it up. I see your point. Maybe just feel like this is a place where somebody's already been, which means it's a place people know where it is.
Well, somebody is in Vanathra,
Like,
so let's kind of
like people know there was a hole there.
yeah.
Well, you guys could like hike into the woods a bit and find a spot in the trees and do it.
That's kind of what I'm thinking.
Fair.
Okay.
I'll help them out so it takes less time.
All right. Roll me your. Let's decide here. Let's wrap for a second. What would be a good roll for this? I think that a wits survival would be a good roll to see about how well of a spot you find that's off the beaten path and not obvious, that's easily concealable with leaves, etc. So go ahead and give me a roll.
Yeah. I thought you might say that. So I'm rolling wits. I'm just rolling wits.
How many dice do we have, Ray?
0.
Yeah,
we're
You guys have 0. The NPCs have 5.
That's rough.
You can do this. I believe in Preston.
You got willpower. Give yourself, if you fail some.
Hey.
All right. So with the one success you get, you do find a spot that's off a path far enough so that you don't have to worry about people casually walking down the pathway and jogging, spotting this hole. And you manage to get a spot that has enough like dead leaves, etc. around it that you can just kind of pile it over the dirt to kind of mask the fact that you just did a massive burial here. So that being said, you find a good spot. You guys go to work with some shovels, etc. that you picked up the last couple times you've been out. And within probably about, I'd say, an hour or so, given your undead stamina, you don't actually get tired. So you just keep going like a machine. It's tedious work is the worst part about it. It's dirty work. So by the time you're done digging this hole and pull the body in with you, you guys are kind of covered in like mud and loose soil and leaves and debris. But you do get it done within an hour. And you recover the hole, make sure it's all, nice and concealed with the leaves and the dead like branches that are around you. And after that bit of work, you take a step back, you walk backwards towards the path, look back at it. It looks pretty concealed. Like this is actually pretty well hidden.
Sweet.
Excellent. Okay. Well, now that we're all dirty, why don't we go back home and get cleaned up, get a change of clothes, and clean up the car?
There's not really going to be a whole lot of cleanup for the car. I mean, you wrapped it in a blanket and a tarp. It's just going to smell until we're going to drive with the fucking air fresheners out there still, and then we'll just open the windows to make sure it fucking just aerates the whole car. That's really all we need to do, I would think.
Okay.
All his parts were contained in the tarp, so.
You guys start driving back home, and as you get close to Ravenswood, where you guys live, Preston will actually get a phone call from a number you don't recognize. You actually haven't called this individual before, but they are calling you now. Surprise, surprise. It's a blocked number.
This
Hence,
bodes well.
not in your phone.
Goddamn bill collectors.
Yeah, no, right. Probably trying to sell me a timeshare. I'll answer.
You guys are
Hello?
behind the times. It's not a timeshare. They're trying to reach you about your car's extended warranty.
Oh, that's right. Extended
Come on,
warranty.
get with the picture. But you pick up the phone and you hear Royston. He's like, Preston, Lamont gave me your number. I was trying to call him. He said he's doing something right now at the tattoo parlor shop. I don't really know how these things work, but I'm calling you to let you know that we are actually having a gathering tonight at the Civic Opera House. If you'd be able to come by and attend. It's one of those situations where we need to talk about some violation of territory issues and some increased activity about certain facets of society, if you know what I mean.
I do. Yeah, I definitely will plan on being there. I wouldn't miss it.
All right. As soon as you get there, it's supposed to be like around 10-ish. So,
Okay. Yeah.
all right.
No problem. I'll be there. Thanks for the heads up.
Yep. He hangs up.
Yeah, so we definitely got to hurry up and get home because we got to get to the Civic Opera House by 10. There's important shit going on apparently.
Ooh, you have a date? I'll start driving home.
Yeah, with Royston.
So,
Oh, that's gonna be fucking exhilarating.
if you want to cut your time down, Jeff, for travel, you can make a drive roll because you did buy it.
Nope.
No, not gonna risk it.
Nope.
We played that game before. We've had that dance. All right, fair enough.
I fucked up too many a car that way. I'll pass. Thanks.
You guys will get home. Sullivan drives safely, sadly enough. But you make it home, manage to change really quickly, shower, rather fast, get all the dirt and all the leaves off you guys out of your hair, get back in the vehicle and start just trucking it downtown to the Civic Opera. Now, for parking, you guys are probably going to have to do a parking garage because where the Civic Opera sits, there's not really any available street parking. So you guys will snag some parking not that far away. You guys find a parking garage, kind of kitty corner from where the Civic Opera House is at. You have some parking right off of Lower Wacker, and you just kind of like cut across the street to looks like Madison, or Madison runs right by it. Now, as you guys get out of the car, you guys take the elevator down to the main level of the street.
I will definitely be using a rouse to look human.
And
Okay, again.
that looks good. Preston, how you feeling?
Fuck.
How's it going?
You know what? I'm going to go ahead and do it.
Okay.
I'm just going
You
to
got this.
And whatever happens, if I go to Hunger 3, I go to Hunger 3. Yep.
And you went to
And you
Hunger
go to Hunger
3.
3.
Yeah, because that was always going to happen. I mean, it was not even rolled.
Yeah.
That's like if I have to make a frenzy roll, man. It's just inevitable.
Yeah.
On the plus side, I have you guys good for the night with that. So it's not like you have to roll again every scene, which would just be brutal.
Yeah, this game wouldn't have gone 15 sessions or whatever that we're on.
No.
No,
not
you
at
guys would
all.
have frenzied out. But on the plus side, with this, you guys walk down to the street level, out of the lobby of the parking garage. You make it to the street itself. You start making your way, across the Lower Wacker, across Wacker Drive. You go to cross Madison, and you can see a couple people you're a little bit familiar with walking on the side of the Civic Opera House. Now, the Civic Opera House is this massive, like, tan stone building, and the Madison Street runs along it, and it actually crosses the Chicago River. Behind the Civic, there's actually a little like staircase you can go down, and there's a small walkway between it and the river itself for like maintenance, back doors, etc., like fire exits. So as you're walking and you cross Madison, you look down and you see a couple people you recognize from previous Elysiums, like Yesenia and like Alan Sovereign, the Seneschal. They're walking towards the back and they're descending the stairs. They're going in through the back way. A quick look lets you scan the side of the building. You can see like where the pillars are set up. Nobody's going to the front. The front looks completely locked up. Now,
So
you
then I guess
guys,
we're going to the back.
yeah, you guys, since you've been here, have not actually used this building as an Elysium site before. It's always been like the Art Institute or, one of the other museums or the Succubus Club. You haven't really come here too often. So you guys walk along the side of the building and start making your way towards essentially this little staircase that leads down from the main walkway. Now, the bridge that crosses over the Chicago River here, to keep cars from going off and hitting pedestrians, there's these massive, like, red painted girders that run across the bridge. It basically blocks off the sidewalk and the walkways from the traffic that goes over the bridge itself, because it's a drawbridge. It's a bridge that goes up and down, so the boats can come through. The sidewalk here, like many Chicago sidewalks, is massive. It's like the size of like 2 cars next to each other. Especially in like this downtown area, it's a large sidewalk. Now, as you're walking and cross over the building, you're walking in the shadow of the Civic Opera House, and you hear this engine rev behind you. And as you get right towards the precipice where you'd walk down the stairs towards the river's right in front of you, the staircase is to your right, and this car jumps the curb and starts just screaming across the sidewalk towards you. I need you both to make athletics plus dexterity rolls. Relatively high difficulty, but let's see if you make it.
Well, that fucking blows.
Who wants to go first?
It's fucking Vanathra, I bet. Son
Oh
of a
my
bitch.
god.
I'll go first. Why
Do
not?
it, Jeff.
Okay.
Do it.
You got this.
I got 2.
Dude, like a
2.
boss.
2 is not bad. Not bad at all. Let's let Preston roll. I'll tell you what the difficulty is once he rolls. Oh, 1.
Yeah, I got 1.
All right, so you need 3
No.
Holy shit.
to avoid the vehicle. It's just going incredibly fast. It just hops a curb right by you. So, Sullivan, Preston, you guys can both spend a willpower to reroll your failed successes for your failed dice up to 3, if you want to try it.
I will give it a shot because I only had 1, so 1 that failed. Come on, fail.
Okay. And Sean, are you doing it, or are you just going to write it?
I'd have to succeed on both of them. The odds of that aren't good.
Okay. So as you guys hear the car jump the curb, you look back behind you. There's this monstrous looking individual in the front seat. Like, it looks deformed. You can see like a horn coming out one side of his face. You can see his maw has been stretched open and it's just massively fanged. And you spot this realization hits you, like you've seen this type of flesh deformity before with Mr. Walden when you guys went and visited the Sabbat at that house on the north side. It's not the same servant that you saw before, but this is the type of flesh like alteration that you've seen with him. And that realization hits you just before the SUV does. You guys will both take 4 superficial damage.
Shit.
It's been halved from 8 because he was doing 80 when he hopped the curb.
Wow.
Yep. Now,
That's fucking brutal.
once that's applied, I need you guys to make an athletics plus dexterity roll. Difficulty is only 1 to avoid
going
getting
in the
blasted
river.
into the river.
I got 2, so I'm not going in the river. Not into the drink for me.
All right.
Hey.
All right. You got your 1 on your hunger. So,
Do we have to roll frenzy too, Ray?
yes, actually. So here's what happens. The car hits, the SUV hits you guys, and when it slams into you, you roll up over the windshield. You smash the windshield and you go over the back of the car as it hops and just jumps, and you just see it careen off into the river and just splashes down. You guys hit the ground, and that pain suddenly just slams into you from the broken bones and some of the rent muscle you have from being hit. Go ahead and make your willpower roll. We'll go with Sullivan first. Oh, God, Jeff. You may need these dice. We'll see.
Well, it's just a frenzy roll, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Jeff, you saying it's just
that's
a
all.
frenzy roll
Yeah. No
is
big deal,
like
Jeff.
the downplay of the century, man.
You got it.
Modifiers. I got 4 successes. Wait,
Difficulty
no.
was a 2.
Oh. So, yeah, I got 4 successes. Holy
We
shit.
found the one
That's
game that Jeff
unfucking
actually
real.
wins frenzy rolls in.
Right. Holy shit. What's that about?
Preston?
I did double check. I didn't think it was legit.
2. You just needed 2. So as you guys put yourself up, you kind of bite back against the beast and force it down your throat as you feel it start to just surge through your bodies. That anger is just, it's palpable. You can taste it in the back of your mouth. As you push yourself off the asphalt on the sidewalk, you can see like 4 or 5 people just got creamed by this car. They're laying on the sidewalk, they're crying out. And as you look over, you hear 2 motorcycles pull up, and they just slide up onto the sidewalk, bounce the curb, and off them you see that one woman you saw with a mohawk that was working with Walden. She hops off, pulls a shotgun off her shoulder. Another guy that you don't recognize hops off with her and pulls this like machete out of this sheath he has at his belt. They completely ignore the 2 of you and start walking towards that sidewalk. The same point in time, you see this dark figure leap off the roof of the Civic Opera House and go straight down towards that sidewalk behind it. And you hear this like wicked laughter from that voice as you hear that like rumble when he hits the sidewalk and lands. Jeff and Preston, you both were there. You were at that bar when Malenkov was dealing with Sierra. That's his laugh.
Oh no. This did not go anywhere near as planned.
What do you guys want to do?
The other
Buddy.
people that were hit, these are just regular mortals, right? Just
Yeah,
one.
looks like it.
All right, I'm gonna in the chaos and whatever else, and if there's nobody else around, I'm gonna try and crawl my way over to one of the down mortals and feed.
So Preston's like, I got this, and does like this weird army crawl where he's dragging like a half broken leg behind him. And as people are still reeling from the chaos, you hear like Sullivan, you hear people on the phone go, 911, 911, holy shit, this car just went into the river. Right by the opera house. People are just panicking. And as Preston grabs this person who's just whimpering, like as they're breathing their last, you can sink your fangs into them. It doesn't seem like anyone's paying attention to you in particular. Just the chaos of the scene has people kind of shocked for the moment. How much do you want to take? Is this going to be a messy and just quick affair? Like you can slake technically all 3 hunger if you want to drink this person dry, but it's going to take the scene.
I don't want to take this scene. I'd rather just play it safe and slake 1 hunger.
So you manage to pull that 1 hunger into yourself. You slake that one. This person, woozy from the pain and from the shock of being injured, just passes out on the sidewalk. And you kind of hide it by shaking like, are you okay? Are you okay?
That's
And they're just
exactly
not
what I'm
moving.
doing. Yeah.
What catches your attention, though, is once they were right by the walkway that goes down towards the back of the opera house, you hear this chunk, this like massive like chunks, chunk, chunk, chunk. You look down just a sideways glance, and you see Walden pulling himself out of the water, and his massive tendrils have been sprouted out of his back with flesh and bone, and they're hooking into the stone and just pulling him up towards the opera house.
Oh my
I think,
god.
I think it's about time we get the fuck out of Dodge. I'm gonna start.
What do you want to do?
Like right now. I'm gonna be creeping by all the mortal chaos so that this pack of Sabbat goes in the building, and me and Preston can just dip the fuck out.
It seems like they're focused on going down that stair. They've already gone down the staircase, and you hear the door getting kicked open. That metal sound of the door slamming against the stone on the inside just reverberates up from the river.
I'm just making my way over to Preston, and then be like, "What? We need to get the fuck out of here." Unless you want to be Joe Badass, but that's not me.
No, I'm definitely not Joe Badass. Yeah, let's get out of here.
I mean, we were hit, so I'm going to keep my superficial damage. I'm not going to heal any yet.
As you guys start leaning into the injuries you have sustained from getting hit, you make your way down the street. Are you heading across the river or towards your vehicle?
As long as we can make it away from the general scene and get to our car, I don't see why we wouldn't do that. Because once we're away from the scene and we can safely heal, I'm going to heal.
Okay.
There's no point in leaving superficial damage on myself.
Right, fair enough. So you turn around and start slowly making your way back towards like Whacker. And as you're coming that direction, you see this black SUV kind of pull up and parks across the street from the Civic. The doors open in the back and in the front. So all 4 doors open on the SUV. And out hop these 4 guys wearing like black cargo pants, black sweaters. You can see one of them has like a badge at his hip, his left hip. Got a sidearm, and they're kind of pointing towards the opera house. And they start hustling across the Whacker Drive towards the opera house.
Oh shit.
That's again a whole lot of not my fucking problem.
Do you want to sneak away from the scene is what I'm gathering here?
That's unless Preston decides he wants to do something different.
It's gonna
Absolutely.
be Dex plus stealth if y'all want to do that.
If we want to leave,
Yep. If you're going to sneak away without getting seen. Otherwise, injured civilians you might get tended to. Know what I mean?
yeah,
Sure.
I don't really want to get tended to. Yeah, I don't see what good we are going to be able to do here. I think we'll succeed in nothing but making things worse. So we should sneak away.
Okay.
I would like to, before we make this check, can I do a rouse to heal 2 of my superficial?
Oh, you don't want that wound penalty?
Nope.
Oh,
Sure
that's so
don't.
sad. You may rouse to heal 2 superficial.
Yeah.
Hey, you don't get any hungrier.
I'm fucking rocking right now.
Knock 2 of the superficial damage off yourself as they start to mend. You feel the bones shift inside you as they start to kind of snap into place and start to solidify.
I got to try and do that too.
Give it a shot, Preston. Hunger 4 awaits.
No.
Actually, no,
I
Hunger
slick-
3.
I slicked
Hunger 3
one.
awaits, yep.
I should have just crawled from body to body. That's what I should have done.
Like a leech.
Hey.
All right, hey, look
shit.
at that. You managed to heal 2 superficial damage. You start feeling your muscles pop back into proper alignments and positions, and you feel like your leg heal itself. But you don't get any hungrier, which to you is like, oh, thank Christ for now. And who's making the stealth roll?
You know what? I've been going first all night. Let's just keep it that way. If that's cool with you, Sean.
Go for it.
All right. Let's not fail fucking spectacular.
You guys have 5 dice.
One
additional.
success is one success.
All right, let's take a look here. See what we can get.
Are you both rolling?
Nope, just one.
Oh.
Well, here before you roll, Ray, what do you think, Sean? Is this worthy of a willpower to re-roll those 2 that I failed? I think it might be.
I can't disagree too much. I think it might be worth a shot.
Yeah, probably give it a shot.
Oh, looks like those 500 bits are going to the PCs, by the way.
Yep, right? I got them. You guys have 7 dice now.
Yeah, all right. We're definitely going to spend the willpower, which fucking brings me to 2 for the rest of the night. Good times.
Yeah, you blow a lot of willpower. God damn.
Do 2 3s. That's no bueno.
Oof. Fuck.
Yeah. So as you guys
2 10s. Shit.
crit 4 successes. All right. So as you guys are making your way across, you still have a little bit of a limp because of some of the injuries. One of these officers will split off from the 4 of them. So 3 go towards the opera house. One kind of, you see him go to like the radio that's on his shoulder. He's like, yeah, I got 2 civilians looking here in need of assistance here. Where's that fucking like, where's the wagon? We need a wagon down here to get to these people on the street. They've been hurt. And you hear like this like crackling response as he starts crossing Madison to get towards you guys as you guys started making your way towards the parking garage. He's like, hey, hold up, guys. You should probably sit over here. Sit down on the curb. We got somebody coming. You know, we got EMTs on the way. You'll be fine.
Oh, thank God. Thank God you're here. Thank God you're here, officer. I'm got separated from my little daughter. We always told her to meet us back at the car, and so that's why we came back here. And now she's not here. Do you think you could go? Do you think you could go look for her, please? I'm gonna try and entrance him.
I knew that was coming. I was already looking up the entrance. And I'm like, yeah, I know. Once he goes off on this spiel, I'm getting entranced. That's what's happening in this situation.
Sir.
Yep. So it is going to be, you bastard, your charisma and presence versus their composure plus wits. Let's see how this goes. Do you want to use any of your dice, sir?
Good for them.
Holy crap!
1, 2. That's 3 10s, sir. So that's yeah.
So
7 successes for good old Sean.
You throw the force of your presence out there as he only got 2 successes. And I don't know why it has hunger. They should not have hunger. That's a mistake. We mark that off.
I was going to say, what kind of cops are we fucking dealing with, bro?
It's, you know, this is a totally different cop situation. But as you slam into his will to force your presence, you feel his very like will to see to what he's got to do with you guys get kind of destroyed. And he's like, oh, no problem, sir. Like, where was she at? Do you remember?
She was down around the side of the building. We were going into the front entrance, and this vehicle just came out of nowhere. And then I threw her out of the way, and I don't know where she went. She might have gone down the stairs.
Don't you worry, I'll find her. You just sit here,
much, officer.
wait for the EMTs. They'll be right by. And he actually jogs across the street, crosses Madison, and starts running that direction towards where the SUV went over the water.
Yeah, we got to go.
Yeah, we're off this motherfucker.
And then we're going to fuck off.
So you hustle across the street, you guys cross Whacker and get to the parking garage, hit the elevator up to find your vehicle, and just take off. I'm assuming the goal is to just go back home and say, fuck this.
Yes. I'm going to heal. I'm going to fucking hopefully not fail my rouse, but I'm going to heal those last 2 once we're in the car.
Okay. Oh, you
I'm
will.
fucking rocking it tonight, man.
I'm going to push
No
my
hunger.
luck. I'm going to push it. Let's push it.
Push your luck. Hey,
Yes.
Preston heals as well. You guys are no worse for wear. Once you get to the SUV and kick it over, you guys start mending the rest of your wounds. You feel everything pop back into place, and moving around doesn't have that irritation you were having a moment ago when you guys got up to the vehicle. And as you pull out and hit the street, you feel completely fine. Everything's back intact. However, you pull on you pull onto Whacker out of the parking garage, and as you cross Madison, there are 3 more black SUVs that start to block off the bridge and the street down the way. But you manage to get away as another SUV blocks off Whacker, so you wouldn't be able to leave. But you guys sneak out just before that.
And these SUVs, are they similar to the SUVs that smashed our shit up at the club? Oh, fuck. Yeah, we're out. We're definitely fucking out.
Yeah, we're out of there, and we're not calling anybody. None of that shit. We're just out.
Nope. We are getting the fuck out of Dodge. That's a whole lot of not my fucking problem.
So you guys head back north to the Haven. Takes about an hour to get there, so by the time you guys get home, it's 11 o'clock. Nobody's at your Haven. It seems just fine. It seems safe. There's no cats lingering down the alleyway anymore.
Good. Fucking asshole. Should we call Jason? Just to see if he's okay?
I don't know that we should really call anybody.
Okay.
I think maybe we let this blow over for the night and see what's
now.
what tomorrow.
Are you grounding us for the night?
I think that would be best. I think a quiet night inside reading might be
Okay. I do have some studying to do. I'm on the verge of being able to wake up our mentor.
Oh, well, that's something.
So, all right. Yeah. No, I agree. That's what we should do.
So you guys get home, you're like, fuck this. We're staying in. We're not calling anybody. Not dealing with this shit. It's it for the night. Around 11:30, you've been home for about half an hour. You get a phone call. So Sullivan does, actually, from Sun.
Oh, buddy. Do you want me to put this on speaker?
If you want, you weren't there, right? You're okay? I didn't see you.
No, what happened? What are you talking about?
I got sneaky and got out. But I gotta admit something here. That might have been my fault. But we can keep this between ourselves, right?
Yeah, of course. But why? What did you do?
What do you mean your fault? What'd you do?
Did a certain Rose person call anybody here? Or do you know if he was calling people?
Yeah, he called us and told us to come, and then we got run over by a fucking SUV.
Right, so we're friends, right? All of us?
Of course.
Yeah.
Is Lamont there? I don't hear him.
No, he's actually at the tattoo parlor.
Okay, so he didn't get got then. Okay. All right.
No.
He's fine.
So sometimes I get a little spiteful, and I may have submitted that person's number to a tip line.
Oh.
I didn't think they'd be calling people. I found out tonight that apparently they call on behalf of somebody else a lot, and whoops. So we can keep this quiet though, like right, because we're friends, and you know, I would never do something like this to you guys on purpose.
I just wish that you would have given us a heads up
Right, so we might not have gone.
to save
Who
us the
calls-
broken bones.
Who calls people to say we're having a thing at this location at this time? Be there. Like who does that,
Well, that
with phones
guy.
nowadays? Well, that guy's a
guy.
fucking idiot, and he's gonna get what he deserves, I'm sure. Because how dare you do that? But
But let's be real. It wasn't just the special task force that showed up.
oh no, Malenkov's dickhead self showed up too, and that was rough.
and his pack.
Yeah.
So is it over now, or what's going on? Like, what's
Well,
fallout?
I don't know. I got away. That's the important thing. I got away. I do know.
And we got away. That's important too.
Right. No, definitely. I do know the president wasn't there. He shows up late, as does the owner of that certain hotel that we know.
How about your best friend? Was she in there?
No, she got away. She wasn't there. Like I said,
All right,
she
good.
shoes up late. She owns the hotel. You
Well,
know.
the vice president was there.
Oh, whoops. I didn't see him come in. I was up front and I was talking with that weird Spanish chick, and we were having a fun old time. And then the doors burst open and there was gunfire. And then like probably 5 minutes later, you know, as I was sneaking away, I saw like a bunch of SUVs pull up and people streaming into it.
Well, yeah, we saw him walk in, I don't know, probably a solid 10 or 15 seconds before we got run down. So, yeah, I have no idea who made it out, who's still at the party and who's not, you know?
Yeah, no, I don't either. So, all right, well that's good. I'm glad you guys are safe. I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna kind of do some damage control, maybe see what's going on.
See if we can get a boon out of it, maybe, you know, Jason to the rescue.
You know, I just think I may just hang that person up to dry and see what happens to him. Ooh, but that's difficult. How do I let people know that it was him without... I got stuff to think about. I'll talk to you guys later.
Yep.
Keep us updated.
Oh, hey, yeah, before I go, I'm always forgetting something. You know your buddy Larson?
Yeah.
The one he's no longer in the city, right? Like he's gone. He's,
Right.
Said hello to a new dawn type thing.
Right.
So I know where he lived because he was looking for you guys' house. Do you want to know where his house was?
We do.
How about this? You guys and I keep a thing off the books where you don't say shit about what happened tonight, and I just tell you where he lived.
That is a perfect exchange of boons.
Deal.
That needs to stay off the books.
Because now I feel better about it, right? Now it's just like, now you guys just, doing
Hey,
a solid for me.
It's friends doing friends.
And we're all friends
Stuff.
here, so it's going to be all great. So I will text you the address, all right? And I will
All right.
talk to you all later.
Perfect. Sounds
That
good.
works.
You hear him click.
I'll click.
Probably about 2 or 3 minutes later, you get this address.
I'll just look over at Preston after we hang up, like, what the fuck?
I don't know. I guess it's. I guess it's
There is
my
no
fault.
limit to that man's spite.
No, but like my radar should have gone off as soon as it was Royston calling. I should have been suspicious and I wasn't. My bad. But hey, we got Larson's address out of it.
That is true.
So-
And that's an acceptable trade, I think.
The address you guys get is just in East Pilsen. It's actually just south of the Jefferson Park. There's a small, like, house there. It looks like that there's an address for it. There's no apartment number attached to it. It's just a building number.
You want to go check that out? I mean, we know everybody. Well, not everybody, but at least one pack and Second Inquisition are kind of busy at the moment.
Yeah, I think people are well tied up. Might be a good opportunity to head over and see what's up.
Sounds good. Let's go check
Let's
it out.
go.
It's going to be a good hour and a half, possibly drive, given that it's a Sunday, so maybe an hour drive to get that part of town.
It's all right.
So you guys pile back into the SUV. As you get into the Baali mobile and pull onto the streets and start making your way south, Preston gets a phone call. It's from Mitchell's number. Mr. Mitchell, the Ghoul of Sierra.
Sierra's the goal, yeah.
Hello.
Hey, what's going on?
How are you?
Well, I know you're not dead, which is a good start. So, that being said, your presence has been requested.
Okay. We were on our way to handle another thing, but I have a feeling that your thing's more important.
Probably. My boss wants to talk to you, and her boss wants to be there. So,
Okay.
Caribbean Reef, 1 a.m.
Okay. What is this in regards to?
You'll find out when you get here.
All right. I'll be there.
Toodles.
Yeah. Bye.
He'll hang out.
Hang up. So we got to be at another place by 1 a.m. Sheriff's going to be there, and the prince.
As you guys are on the road, it's probably around 11:45, 11:50 right now.
Well,
We're not going to have time to
no.
do both of these
Well-
things. So
We'll try and go talk to the prince, and provided we make it out of that alive, we'll see what time it is. We'll figure out if we can make it to Larson's and then back, or if we hit Larson's tomorrow.
yeah, he wouldn't tell me what it was about.
Let's just say we've done a lot for the city, and we have a lot of ammo on the back burner should it be needed. We may end up owing a lot if it's bad, but I have faith that we'll make it out alive. And if we don't, at least we know, us out of anybody in this world, know there are much worse places than death.
Yeah, I don't know. All right. Yeah, all right. I guess let's just go ask him.
So that's where I'll start heading. We'll get there early and fucking hang out in a parking lot or something until
Okay.
we gotta go in.
You guys drive to the shed, and
But while we're on the way, I'll be like, what if this is at Nosferatu just masking his voice and he's gonna like eat us and throw us in a shark tank? Because who the fuck needs it to shed aquarium at 1 a.m?
I think I can talk my way around an Nosferatu. I really do.
That's fair. I agree. I think I can too. So. All
I
right.
wouldn't
Just
begrudge
curious.
him that view either. I get it. So you guys pull up to the shed probably about, I'd say, 45 minutes early. And you park along the stretch. Like, there's this long stretch that goes up towards the shed, and there's like a small little, like, I guess, circle there, and that goes off to the side for parking as well. You park up along that straight stretch, and you start walking towards the shed, and these massive stairs just kind of lead up towards the shed itself. And outside the door, you see Judd, that guy who usually stands at the base of the stairs at the Succubus Club. He's just standing there like he's wearing like casual wear. Usually he's wearing some nice club going stuff at the Succubus Club. Now he's wearing like blue jeans and like a NoFX t-shirt. He's just relaxed.
Well, we're still in the same clubbing clothes that we got hit with, so I'm assuming we're a little scraped up, but no worse for the wear.
Yeah, you're with the wounds being healed and the fact that you don't just bleed for the hell of bleeding. Your clothes just look scuffed. That's it.
Hmm.
You
Yeah,
do see
I'll park and head out and head in there,
you
or
do
head
s-
towards him, anyways.
as you walk up. You do see down the way. There's a long stretch there, long stretch limo, and you see kind of milling about like one of the side entrances. Mitchell and the woman that runs security at the Diamond Yama. That's usually in the parking garage that you guys run into. They're out there having a cigarette and just talking.
Okay, all right. These are people we recognize.
Hmm.
All right, I'll start walking over to Jeeves.
You guys walk up towards Judd sitting. He's standing there leaning back against the door. He sees you, he looks at his watch, like, y'all early.
Yeah. Hey,
Yeah.
casual Sunday.
Something like that.
Right.
I was told to ditch the formal wear since we were, headed to the certain place that got fucked with.
Yeah. No,
Yeah,
we figured the earlier the better. If the big man wants to be present for something that we need to be involved in, it's better to be punctual, right?
Yeah, but not early. There's a difference. So with all due respect, gentlemen, I would suggest waiting just till roughly just before, because
You got it, buddy.
it's getting a little heated in there right now, and I wouldn't want you guys, to catch some shit you don't need.
That's fair.
Cool.
Want to infringe on somebody else's appointment? I'll
We'll go hang out in the car.
yeah, I'll back up.
You guys can chill out here. You want a cigarette?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Yeah, fuck it.
Yeah, he'll give you guys both a cigarette out of this like little. He actually has a cigarette case. He pops open, gives you guys a light, and you guys just chill there for like 15 minutes or so.
I don't have heightened senses, Ray, and I really, really want it right this second.
You know who does have heightened senses?
Yeah, I know.
Preston,
This guy.
you want to use it?
Try and eavesdrop, yeah.
So you sharpen your senses as you take a drag off this cigarette, and the first thing that hits you is the taste, and then the smell of the smoke as you exhale it. It's just wham right in your face because it's literally right in your face. But as you focus beyond that, you push past the din of all the traffic in the city behind you, and just the chatter of some of the ghouls off to the side. Like you hear Mitchell and the other ghoul talking just about, well, at least we didn't go there. Well, yeah, we could have been fucking dead. Well, who knows who's dead? Do we have a count yet? And Mitchell's like, no, not yet. These fuckheads are, survived though. He kind of like just tosses a head back towards you guys. And then you start focusing more towards the door that Judd's guarding. And you catch these faint echoes that's just bouncing off the tile floor inside and making it just to the edge of the doorway. You can't make anything out too clearly, but you do hear Sierra's voice, very tight, but heated. But it's definitely under control. It's just very tight held. And she's talking with Alexa. And Alexa, they're just going off. Like, you're sending us on a wild fucking goose chase to hunt down boogeymen in the basement of a building, and there's nothing fucking there. And Alexa, you hear a response just cut back, to her. Alexa, I said Alexa, didn't I? You hear Sierra's response cut to her, but you don't hear what it is. You just hear like the tone of her voice. And it's very commandeering, very commanding. And Alexa slowly, her voice dims, and you just hear some small protestations, but nothing that gets too verbalized. The fact that you heard her with that last one means she was probably screaming by the Caribbean Reef because it's further into the aquarium itself. Underneath that, you hear this very strong but calm voice, and it seems to be trying to pacify both. And you recognize those undertones as the bass hits the ground of being Prince Jackson. That goes on for maybe a few more minutes before Jackson says something, and they both just shut the fuck up. And about that time, just checking your watches, you'll see it's pretty much about 2 or 3-2. You guys are supposed to be here.
All right. I'll cut off the auspex and kind of look in the direction of Jed or Jeb or whatever the fuck his name
Judd?
is. Judd. Like,
Oh,
how about now?
he's like, yeah, that should be, he'll check his watch. Yeah, about time. So he'll actually get the door before you open it up. Good luck, guys.
We're going to need it.
Thanks for the smoke.
Yeah, no problem. You guys head inside. You'll walk towards the Caribbean Reef, and as you walk up, you'll see that Prince Jackson is standing with his back towards you. He's looking at the fish that are in this massive circular aquarium. He's studying that, and you'll see to his left, well, as you face him, to his left is Sierra, standing there with her arms behind her back. She's wearing a very nice black dress, sequined as before, so you get the occasional sparkle off the material as she moves. To the right of the prince, as you're looking at him, is Alexa, and they're just standing there in blue jeans and like a leather jacket, looking pissed off with their arms across their chest. As you
I'll take a few steps forward and stop and make just enough noise to let them know that I'm here without saying, hey, I don't want to interrupt, but I want to interrupt. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to stay about a step or so back on Preston's left-hand side.
As you kind of your way in, you see Sierra look up towards you. She'll just kind of gesture you forward. Gentlemen, it's good to see you. I'm glad to see you weren't at the Opera House.
We were, but things went down before we made it inside the building, so we were able to get out.
Were you seen by anybody?
No.
Good. Yeah, we're investigating exactly what the fuck happened with that. Getting hit one after the other like that is not something that we expected, and I don't think that my so-called brother and his people were timing or working with the people that showed up. It's not their style. But I hope that they got killed on their way out. Who knows? But that's not why we asked you here. Actually, I want to talk to you about this issue underneath the AIC.
Very well.
When we talked and when I spoke with the gang, I forget his name already.
Lester?
Yes, that one. When I spoke with him, you informed me that there were some sort of like monstrous creatures that were lurking down below.
Correct.
Right. And they're powerful and hungry and just horrifying in general. Yeah?
Pretty much.
And they weren't Nosferatu. You were sure about that.
If they were, it'd be like no other Nosferatu I've ever seen.
So we went down there and found absolutely nothing. A lot of corpses, a lot of blood. Nothing was there. So I want to talk with you about wasting my time with situations that don't exist. Alexa looked it over and they said that there was nothing there at all. They investigated thoroughly. You see Alexa look at you guys with just not quite a death glare, but she's definitely got a resting bitch face going on here. She's looking at you guys, or as they're looking at you guys. It's definitely not a kind look. And they just kind of nod and say, yeah, there was nothing there at all. As far as I can tell, nothing had ever been there aside from something that killed those individuals, which I assume was probably Lester. And Sierra just kind of nods, and that's what I'm thinking too. That the gang girl got all hopped up on something, killed a bunch of mortals, and tried to blame it on some sort of monsters, and somehow you guys were in on the whole gig.
Well, with all due respect, what little bit of goodwill and reputation that we have in the city, not to mention the on-record boons that we have from upstanding members of the city, I would think that our word would carry a little bit more weight into our statement as to what we saw.
Are you kidding me? And Sierra goes to take a step forward, but you hear Jackson kind of chuckle. He's just like, let him have that one. Let him have that one. And she just kind of takes a step back. Like her foot was going forward, it just pulls back and she stands in place. Okay.
Now, in all fairness, we did let you know up front that Lester told us that the Dometer of these beings has the ability to see and hear through these creatures somehow. So it makes perfect sense that they wouldn't have been there by the time you got there. But the evidence of the bodies, I think, speaks for itself.
Yeah, if that gang girl were anywhere to be found, I'd question him about it. He vanished from my hotel.
I'm not going to comment on that because I would never want to say anything that might imply any sort of lax in ability on behalf of your people of maintaining an important witness to something such as that may have taken place.
Preston?
Mm-hmm.
Let me say this very calmly.
Sure.
So we both understand each other implicitly.
Sure.
If you ever suggest that I or my people are incompetent again, I'll be scraping your ash off my boot for the next 500 years. Do you understand me?
Crystal clear.
We've had a good relationship. I'd like to think that we have helped each other out and done good things, but I can't and won't stand here and allow you to insult me and my people when our reputation is above reproach. We've done more for this city in the past couple of weeks than Damien ever did in his tenure as sheriff. We've cleaned up almost everything. You hear Alexa go, that's Sabbat. To which Sierra just kind of stops, turns on her heel, and starts walking across this like the tile floor towards the hound, and you hear her heels just click clack, like, but it's almost as if she's pushing into the stone tile. And once she stands before Alexa, she leans over her and says, "Say it one more time." And at that point, you start seeing the shadows around her start to writhe almost angrily. Alexa looks up at her and says, "Except for the Sabbat." And you'll see Jackson look over his shoulder at the two of them, and in his gaze, he'll lock both of them. Sierra will kind of turn her head just a bit and catch his eyes, and she'll just kind of nod and take a step back, point at Alexa and say, "Don't worry, we'll have a more private chat. And of course, I wouldn't violate that certain tradition about your death, but you'll be sleeping for a rather long time. Don't worry, the childer that I will sire will more than make up for your incompetence and your attitude." And Alexa just kind of sneers at her with this smile that just says, "Kiss my ass." Jackson turns around fully and just looks at the two of them and says, "You two are dismissed to different sides. You go out that door, you go out that door. I don't want you fucking talking for the rest of the night. Calm your shit, handle yourselves like professionals, and until then, get the fuck out of my sight." And Sierra's like, "Yes, sir." Gives him a small, almost subtle bow, heads out. Alexa just nods to him, and then they head out as well. Leaves the two of you with Jackson by yourself in this area. Jackson kind of straightens the lapels on his shirt. He's wearing this nice, on his jacket, I should say. He's wearing this nice purple suit jacket with a bit of a colorful button-up shirt that's undone at the collar. He's wearing purple slats and black shoes. He's cutting a really sharp image. He takes a step towards you and just stops.
You said purple, right?
Yep.
Okay.
It's not the Sabbat color of the day, Jeff.
Yeah, I know. I was like, okay. It's a little weird, but all right.
It's like, all right, listen, guys. As much as they're bitching about this AIC issue, it's not my concern. It's not why I wanted to talk to you. Sierra wanted to. She needed to let off some steam. She feels like looks an idiot, especially after I find out about her, not necessarily blackmailing, but the boons she gained from Rosa and Lester. It was creative. I think she worked well in it. It's just that she doesn't expect me to have ears where I do. That being said, I want to discuss more important things. This house that you discovered Alexa at, where they were strung up with these other individuals. What do you know about it?
Not much. We were pointed in the direction of where she was last seen. We went there. The noise was pretty obvious. All we can really tell you is what we saw at the scene in the house. The bodies strung up, the weird pit in the floor.
That's what I want to know about. What do you know about that? What did you see about it that struck you as being, aside from it being a weird fucking pit, anything struck you as off about it?
The whole thing had almost an ominous feel, almost like it had its own presence to it, if that makes any sense.
No, it does, but not in a necessarily good way. I sent some people there to look into it because it seemed that location became somewhat of a hub of activity on certain radars in the city, and it was making us very uncomfortable. I sent individuals down there to look into it, and the only thing I can safely relay is that it's some sort of diabolical rite that was being performed. What concerns me is that you could feel it. And I've been advised that those that can feel such energies have a tendency to be potentially corrupted by it, which means I need the three of you and your coterie checked out. I'm going to give you a time and a date. You're going to meet with Mr. Dusable of Clan Tremere. He's going to do a thorough investigation of your auras and your very souls to make sure you haven't been somehow tainted by what was in that pit. Do we understand each other?
I hear and understand what you're saying. However,
then we're in agreement.
Yes, Prince Jackson.
Good.
Yes, Prince.
I will have someone reach out to you about the day and time. If I find out you left the city, you will be subject to a blood hunt for avoiding my due diligence. Do we understand each other again?
Yes, Prince Jackson.
Good. And in case that this is all resolved and everything is found out to be fine, you'll have my sincerest apologies and a grant of some more domain.
This is, of course, fair.
And perhaps increased responsibilities. But we'll see.
We appreciate your benevolence.
Of course you do. You're dismissed.
I'll tell Rod I had to fuck out.
You guys walk out, you'll see Jackson kind of turn and just go back to admiring the fish on the reef. And you head outside. Mitchell and the other ghoul are gone. So is one of the vehicles, just leaving Judd outside. You'll see Alexa sitting on the stairs further down, just having a cigarette. They look pissed off as they're sitting down by the stairs.
I'll give Judd a high five.
He's like, "Oh, cool. We're high-fiving now."
We're good.
Okay. See you guys at the Succubus Club.
Yep. Sounds good.
He'll just kind of give you
Unless
like a
he
nod.
wants to stop and talk to Alexa, I'm ready to leave.
No, I'm ready to go.
You guys walk off. You'll feel Alexa's eyes kind of follow you to your car. And as you get in, turn on and turn around, they're just watching you leave. No ire, particularly in their eyes. It's just keeping track of, kindred coming and going. All right, it was a busy session. We had the Second Inquisition attack, the Sabbat attack. Sullavin and Preston had to flee from the scene, managed to make their way out of it, and then had to wrap up with pissing off Sierra and dealing with Prince Jackson's decree that may cause some serious issues for them in the future. Let's see how they manage to deal with that in the next episode. See you all there.